Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to another brand new week here on the Scratticus Academy, starting off as usual with a fair on Poplar Lane with the wonderful Jagon's Gold running a magical murder mystery which has us mystified. Before we go into it and say hello to everyone, please check out these opening links, which include places you can support us, find us, talk to us, interact with us, and all of that good stuff. We have like Discord, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. Check it all out. Also, big thanks to our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press. Both of them we're very grateful to because they make all of this possible. I've only just checked to make sure that my microphone is giving out sound, and it seems that it is, so that's a positive as well. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Oh, hi, Jay. Would you like to take over this portion of the stream?
I will. I am Jay, or Jagon's Gold, and I am very excited to play today, and yeah, I'm going to be DMing this game. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna go around based on Zoom. So next is gonna be Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Hello. So my name is Matt. I'm a filmmaker. I've been making movies for 12 years. We started streaming over on the Ascension Stories channel a year and a half ago. Yeah, that's us. Ascension Stories right here. Hello. Boop. Thanks, Scratticus. We've been playing Dungeons and Dragons quite a lot, and then we do video games as well. And we started doing movie nights on Fridays. But, yeah, so we just have a lot of fun. That's us. I'm on Twitter.
A wonderful place to hang out. I'm often lurking over there. And their remotes. Hang on, I still haven't found them, but you should check out their remotes. Sorry.
It's all good. So next up we got Kai. Hi, Kai.
Hello. My name's Kai. I will be playing James Handley tonight, and I don't do much except yell quite a lot on Twitter about all kinds of things you don't want to know about. Very excited for tonight. I'm very excited for the aftermath of last week.
Awesome. Thank you, Kai. And next we have got Jordan, or Sassy with Sander. What's up?
Hi. As you just said, I'm Sassy with Sander, or Jordan. You know, live your best life. Call me what you want. I am today playing Jemiah Krant, but I usually play Adina on Fate FM, the podcast, which is an all-women family-friendly podcast. And it's super fun. You should check it out. Other than that, I just do things. I don't know. It's really random. I'm here though, and I'm excited. So,
yay! Scrat, do you want to say something about Daniel?
Certainly. Daniel is a upstanding pilot on leave at the moment in Pennsylvania. It is Pennsylvania, not Transylvania, right? Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very into this murder mystery. He sometimes gets bored when he's on leave, but this is keeping him ticking over wonderfully.
Awesome. So last week was kind of crazy. We had James, who was trying to break in to the Romano household with James's good friend Sheila. We have Benjamin, who was visited by the police to be reminded that the next day he would have to report in for his community service after getting into a DUI incident. We had Jemiah and Daniel. Jemiah and Daniel, what you two? Oh yeah, you guys met up with Benjamin, and you guys all had a talk, plotting and planning. But we're gonna pick up with Benjamin. The sun is beginning to rise over the lane, although it doesn't really seem like it. It's a cloudy day. There's a light drizzle, but not enough for it to even warrant an umbrella. It's almost like a cloud has just like landed right on top of the lane. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. Benjamin, are you getting up at 5 a.m.?
No.
What time are you getting up, Benjamin?
How long does it take me to drive to the place?
10 minutes.
5:40.
5:40. So you've got about 10 minutes to do what you will. What are you doing in those 10 minutes before you leave? What do you have time to do in 10 minutes?
I put on the clothes that I dropped by, like, next to my bed. So it's like, stand up, reach down to the floor, put on clothes. I think Benjamin's vision is good, so like no contacts or glasses or anything like that. So he'll just grab some leftover tap water. They're just kind of like laying around somewhere, like a half full glass of tap water that was left over from the day before. So he'll drink that, he'll just kind of look in the mirror and just, and he'll just save the brushing the teeth for after he gets back. Leave.
Yeah, totally reasonable. So you make it to the community center. As you pull up, you probably haven't ever been to the community center. Most people have forgotten that it exists because it is a totally abandoned building from the outside. The windows are boarded up. There's vines growing up all the walls. There's some bricks that are falling off the sides. The roof is clearly missing many shingles. It was built probably in like the late 60s, and it was renovated like once in the 80s, but it really hasn't been maintained much at all since then. It was properly abandoned sometime during the 90s. And yeah, it's a hot mess. But you do see lined outside the front are a number of police cars, and they've set up some tents outside the building. Not like camping tents, but like the like a mini pavilion. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of tent, yeah.
And there's also quite a few other cars in this parking lot. Presumably people who have come here to serve their community service hours.
I'll assume that's where they're serving breakfast, so I'll head over there.
Yeah, there's no breakfast. Like you walk up, like you expect to maybe smell some food. There's like zero smell of food. It just smells like dirt and dust. Normal things that you would find normal scents that you would find in like an old dilapidated place.
Quickly, thank you very much to Michael Wayne, who gifts a sub to Kai, and Kai gifts it to Benji. This is Michael's 98th sub in the channel. Sub gift. Like,
whoa.
Damn, we're pushing for that century. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
What's the advantage?
Get an advantage, yeah. You now have 4. We all have some advantages, but you have 4.
I have 4?
Yeah.
Better use them.
Yeah, I gotta get some like rolls like ready for you. In fact, that reminds me, I don't have a document open that I need to have open, but we'll get to that.
That reminds me,
later.
I don't have Roll20 open.
It's all good. It's all good.
Pro streamers over here, pros.
Totally. So there we go. So yeah, you see there's a queue forming in front of a table under this tent pavilion, and the officers seem to be distributing something striped.
Will that close?
Yeah, they're close.
I'm going to start putting the pieces together
Mm-hmm.
and realize that striping doesn't mean that they're going to beat me. That I just have to wear really terrible clothing.
Wow, Congratulations, Benji. You solved affair on Poplar Lane.
I've done it.
Unfortunately, that's all it had prepared for today.
Whoa! I broke the immersion, guys. I'm sorry.
Mystery solved. You figured it out. You cracked the code. No, but yeah, no. You're gonna get striped. And that means that you're going to get your clothes that you're to wear during this community service hours. There's like a changing area, and you see there's like curtains pulled up, and people are stepping in and out and changing into their clothes. And eventually it's your turn, and you can change into your attire. You all look the same now. You all look like criminals. And you're assigned your duty for today.
What is my duty for the day?
You are assigned to weed. You are going to be weeding the outside, but not before a drug test. They seem to be after you are let out of the changing area, they take you to a row of porta potties, and they're having everyone pee in cups. And a lot of people look really nervous. People are shaking and looking at each other, nudging each other.
Right. I don't think I've done drugs recently.
I mean, not that you've said, at least.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
assume I'm clean.
Yeah.
Very.
So as you're waiting in line to go in the porta potties, you see the as people are getting sorted by the police. They look at the cup, they're checking the color on the tab, and then they're sorting all the prisoners into two groups. I say the prisoners, I don't know what you would describe them as, because they're not convicts, but I'm just gonna say criminals.
Degenerates.
Yeah, the degenerates. They're sorting the degenerates into into two groups of people, and there's a surprising, split. Like, if this is a split between the people that are actively high right now or have drugs in their system right now versus the people that aren't, it's like 50-50. Like, there's a lot of people here that there's a lot of tweakers. And you could tell, they're all a little jittery, and their eyes are all kind of bloodshot. Their hands are shaking. They look a little sweaty. But you're grouped with people that are clean. Congrats, Benji.
Sweet. Ain't getting shot today. Friends.
Yeah, the people that that did not pass the drug test are actually being brought somewhere. You can't tell where. They're like getting brought into the parking lot. But you're not to follow them or go with them. You're gonna head to the back, and you're supposed to start weeding.
Gonna start weeding.
Yeah.
I want to take a look around.
Yeah.
Do I see anybody I recognize? In my group?
So you don't see anyone you recognize. Although you do see a little bit inside the community center. And as you're pulling some vines off the wall, you can peek inside the window. And you see that inside it's pretty empty. There's like nothing in there. Let's see if there's a roll here. Can you roll surveillance, I guess? Surveillance, yeah.
Sure can. I'm going to use the advantage that I got from Kai. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Big 6, baby.
Cool. So You you as you're throwing out trash, you have like a bag that's full of weeds and vines and whatnot that you've pulled out of the ground. And by the dumpster, there seems to be like a torn up receipt on the floor. It looks like it's probably been sitting there for at least a week. But there's still parts of it that are legible. It's a receipt from the Home Depot, and there's you can see there's some tools like hammers and nails and whatnot that were purchased, and a whole bunch of drywall. That's the
Like,
word, drywall. And just various like building supplies. But like it's a really long piece of paper, and there's a ton of stuff on it. You get down to the bottom, there's about like $3,000 worth of like building supplies and tools, and there's a lot of stuff.
When I peek inside, is there any like weeds or anything growing through the floor inside?
Yeah, there's like some cracks in the concrete from the back door that go into the building. So there's some weeds growing out of those. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna step on inside so I can go weed.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you look through the window, you notice that it's really empty in there. It's surprisingly clean. Yeah, it's surprisingly clean inside, and I mean, do you have I'm just gonna go for it. So you notice that there's like the walls have all been like torn down, but and you can see through it. You can see like the insulation peeling off that's been sitting there collecting dust for who knows how long, and there's cobwebs and whatnot, but the ceiling looks freshly painted.
Okay. So amidst all of this like destruction and like just kind of rundownness, there's like a couple of places that look redone.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's just like the ceiling right now.
I feel a concussion coming on. All right. Is there a staircase going anywhere?
There is a staircase, but it's towards the front of the building. And if you go too far forward, you know that the officer that's like your supervisor will ask you to come back. He seems to be keeping a pretty close eye.
So while I'm just kind of pulling weeds out the floor, I'm gonna look for like a what about a ladder? Is there a ladder?
There's no ladder on the outside. I mean, on the inside. There's a ladder outside.
What about like a cherry picker? Like one of those mechanical, like they raise you like some kind of lofty
No.
raising machine?
There's no lifting machine. The ceiling isn't that high up though. The ceiling isn't. It's like it's not a very high ceiling. What's like a normal wall height? Like 10 feet or something? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe 10 feet? I don't know.
Probably something around.
I'm
there.
5'7", so I have no idea. Everything's just.
Oh well, maybe that's a little tall on the tall side. 8 feet. Let's say it's an 8-foot wall. It's not very high up.
Oh no. Benji's tall. My Matt have no reference for like how tall stuff is because I'm 5'7". Everything is just taller than me. Okay. Okay. Well, is there anything like a shovel or a hoe?
Yeah. No, there's actually plenty for that everyone are using for gardening and whatnot. I mean, there's a couple other hoes too. But like they're not for gardening.
A Do I see anybody that looks friendly and particularly susceptible to influence?
Let's see if there's a role we can do for that. Yeah, let's do a public relations role.
Yeah. I'm gonna I tell you what, I'm gonna use another advantage,
Go for it.
and I'm gonna throw in a point. as
Talking of advantages, thank you very much to Potato Hollow. Gwyn has subscribed for 17 months in a row. They gift their advantage to Jemiah, and they also gift a sub to Matt. It's their 108th sub gift so far. Just you two just battling it out up around the 100 mark. And Matt also gifts his advantage to Jemiah. Jemiah, you now have 4 advantages.
well. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Public relations. Got a 6 and a 1, but with that added point, it's a 7.
Nice. Yeah, you see this this kid, he's probably like 16 or so. And he actually seems really like nervous to be there, and but he's outside, and he's digging out weeds.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say, hey, kid, hey, you.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. I need your help. I was given a job, and I can do most of it, but I just need your help doing one thing.
He kind of looks over to the cop, and there's a cop walking towards you right now.
Hey, Mr. Policeman.
You knows you're not supposed to be talking, right?
Oh, I just needed a little bit of help with the inside. I got a gimped out shoulder, and I was having trouble with this one weed that's inside.
All right, you can go, but no talking.
All right, no talking. Thank you, sir.
And the boy, he follows you.
Okay. Walk in. Is the dude following us?
No, the cop is just patrolling outside.
Okay.
He has an
All right.
eye on you, but he's
Okay.
not following you.
I'm going to point down at the ground and be like, like clearly gesturing that there is a weed here on the ground growing up from the cement. I'm going to say to him, I need you to take that shovel and shove it up through the ceiling, all right?
No, man. I don't know. I don't want to get in more trouble.
No. You're not going to get in trouble.
What do I get out of it?
Money. Lots of money. You got any money?
I mean, I could always go for some extra cash, but
Lots of money. You know what you can do with money? Anything you want. Huh?
well, I could really use some money. All right. Can you? I need it up front though. I need up front.
I didn't bring no money here, dude. We're surrounded by criminals. Are you kidding me?
You can roll I mean, if you want, you could roll a preparedness to see if you have any money on you.
Yeah. I came prepared with lots of money. Yeah. I'm going to keep the ball rolling. I'm going to use another advantage. And I'll put another point in this as well. Double sixes. It'll be a 7.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you have money on you that you can show to this kid. Fine. I guess I'll do it. But you gotta cover for me. Distract the cop or something.
Easy. I know exactly what to do.
Okay. Just give me a cue or something.
Oh, yeah, I'll go on your cue because it's gonna make a little bit of noise. So I'll do my thing at the noise. That way, whenever the cop's attention is drawn over this way because of the noise, it'll actually go to me and not to you.
Yes, sounds good.
So I'm gonna walk back outside, and I'm just gonna look at him like, got you. All right.
His hands are like, he's holding the shovel, but his hands are shaking a little bit, and it's not because he's tweaking. It's because he's very nervous. But he needs this extra cash, and that's his thought as he points at you and then thrusts the shovel through the ceiling.
At this point, like when he does that and it causes no doubt a commotion, I'm going to throw myself against the wall outside. Oh God! And just like I'm holding my head and I'm falling on the ground.
Oh my.
And as the ceiling comes crashing down, it looks like we get a bunch of subs come crashing down as well. Thank you very much, V's Knees, gifting 5 subs to the community. Jordan, you have a sub. You have an advantage to gift. Also, Naughty Toastman, Bude RPG, Pope World Builder, and Vox Finato. Each of you has an advantage to gift at your will. Please let us know who you want to send them to.
Thank you, V's Knees. Yeah, so I can tell you right now, this is a bad situation.
No.
Do you have do you have any investigative abilities that you'd like to use right now? Otherwise, things could go south.
I have flattery and flirting.
I mean, this is like a very much like this is happening right now.
Right. Charm is good. Those are all interpersonal. Are you asking for like more technical?
I mean, like just to like something to make a big distraction as this ceiling comes crashing down.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I have architecture. So
what are you gonna do?
if there's like a weak point in the wall that I'm like, there, that's a weak point in the wall. I could fall against that and it'll just fall in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you could do
but
that.
I will. The oh God, it just goes with that. Yeah. It's very theatrical.
All right. So you collapse against this bit of wall that actually looks like it has a support beam built into it, but it's been exposed to the elements for a long time and it's rusty and it's eroded and It looks like just a little bit of weight will make it crack. So you fall into it, and this portion of the wall collapses. And there's a moment of it seeming like it was only just this one portion of the wall that that's gonna fall over, and it's quiet for a second, and then there's a boom as pretty much the entire second floor of this building begins to collapse. And this kid is in there. And it's horrifying to watch as the floor begins to crumble away. And there's a massive plume of red dust that flies into the air.
Like
And
clay?
it smells smoky.
Smoky.
But there's no flames, there's no fire, just this, like, it's a massive cloud, like it's, and it kind of comes in like poofs, like poof, 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 as this floor crumbles. There are prisoners that are running, including the police. Everyone's kind of running away from this collapse. Like,
Nobody helps me?
wind hits you. Can you roll a fleeing test, ability test?
I have 3 in fleeing, so I'm a flee. I'll put 2 points in the flee. Oh, wait. Oh no.
Yikes.
I did put 2 points into it. So it's a 3, but it was a 1 to begin with.
Yeah.
Did you say yikes?
Right. No, but so
Yikes.
you fall onto the ground, and as you're getting up, you start to hear these booms, and you're thinking, like, I wonder where that's coming from. And you turn around and look up, and as you do, you see pretty much like the wall is falling on you. And that's where we're gonna leave you for now. Yeah, with this wall seemingly about to collapse on you.
Cool.
So, a couple hours later, we were with James. When are you waking up this next morning, James?
I think, well, the first thing is gonna, well, I think it's gonna be like around a normal time.
Okay.
And the first thing he's gonna do is like sort of like check local news online, like see if what's on the Twitter, stuff like that.
Yeah. So when you check Twitter, you see there's some news about a collapse at the community center, but before long, like while you're looking at this article, before you're able to get into the details, there's a knock at your door. It's one of those like really annoying pattern knocks, like one of those things like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, the guy's an asshole or whoever's there.
He's gonna put on a shirt and like sweatpants. I'll go down and first look through like the peephole to see who's outside.
Yeah. So when you peek out the peephole, you see none other than Susanna Romano, with her curly black hair, and she seems dressed in a skirt suit like she wears almost every day. And she has her little purse and a lanyard. Yeah, and she's standing outside your door.
Oh, somebody's having a slight panic attack behind that door. Oh boy. Because oh boy, he doesn't really know what to do. So he's sort of like, he's trying to make no noise. And just sort of be like, do I open? Do I not open? Do I open? Do I text anybody? What do I do?
She knocks again. Except this time it's just like a solid knock, normal knock.
He sort of like walks a little bit back in the hallway, and then he walks back to the door as if he like just got up to the door, so to speak. And he opens it a little bit, well, just like a normal amount, I guess, the door wide open. It's like,
good morning, James.
Good morning.
I just wanted to make sure you're all right.
What's up? What's going on?
Well, it's kind of a weird situation. Last night, Sheila broke into my house, and she wouldn't stop talking about you. Now, listen, I know someone who comes from your career background would never be involved in any kind of plot like that. But it was also very clear that she was going through withdrawals. So, I took everything she said with a grain of salt. But, we called the police before we found out who it was. But, poor Sheila, she's got a good soul, and I don't think she'd ever be able to survive prison or anything like that. So we sent the police away. Also, think of what would happen to our property value if we had a convicted felon living on the lane. That would be a nightmare, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Did she say anything to you about why she was breaking into our home?
No, but from having seen her, she looked very, when you say that about withdrawals, that sort of makes sense, if you get what I mean, in hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to let you know, in case you're just too embarrassed to say it or anything. She clearly thought that we were housing drugs in our basement, but that's just a blatant lie. I mean, Patrick and I take drugs very seriously, and it's that's not something we would ever get involved with, and I hope you know that.
No, of course, no, that's ridiculous. Why?
I know, why would I risk my thriving career for some drugs?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
It's ridiculous. But as a friend,
I get oh, that's
am I cutting out or no? Are you there, Kai?
I was cutting out.
Oh, okay. What's up? Were you saying something? Oh.
I hope I am.
We can hear you.
Sorry,
You're
my
frozen,
internet
but
just
we can
went
hear
a
you.
little whooping.
Your smile was very nice on the freeze. So
It was. You had a good freeze.
Thanks. The way she was behaving a little bit. She seemed a little frazzled.
Oh, yes. She was definitely frazzled when we found her, that's for sure. But, with everything that's been going on recently on the lane, as a friend, I just think I should warn you. This new drug that's everyone's getting involved with, it's very dangerous to the psyche. Adrenaline, it's very dangerous. And, it's very popular amongst Sheila's demographic and, you know, people like your ex-wife, and it would be a terrible shame, like a real, just like a terrible shame if a single mother, the mother of your child, were to become a drug addict. That would just be, I don't even want to think about a world like that. So, you know, all it takes is one bad decision for
I
a
guess
life
that's
to be ruined.
True, Romana. Susanna, I apologize. Yeah, no, you're right. And
So just, you know, look, just keep a watchful eye.
yes, of course.
Good. I'm glad that you understand the severity of the situation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem.
Good. I think you and I are on the same page.
Yeah, we are.
Well, this was a lovely visit. And I think we should spend more time hanging out, you know? Like I feel like on the lane we all live our separate lives, but we need to spend more time getting bonding as a community. So we should make time for that. Oh, I think.
As James's hand is like really tightly gripping the door, not behind the door, but he's like, no, completely. So was that all? Sorry, not to be rude, but like
Oh yeah, no, that's all. Just wanted to like give you the heads up and just make sure that everything was safe and that you're safe and, you know. Okay.
yeah, no, I'm glad you are safe as well. And yeah, we'll see each other. Definitely. Like,
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got a ton of work to do. It was great seeing you. Bye, James.
bye.
She'll turn around with her purse and walk down your front porch steps.
James just sort of like closes the door, and he closes it very gently. And he just turns around and he goes like, and he just like, he kicks the closest, like there's a little table over there where you like sort of have a bowl on that has keys in it and stuff like that. He just like gives it such a hard donkey kick, like it's not even normal anymore. And there's like something that like mail just sort of falls on the ground. He's like, and he just goes like, and he decides to go look at what the fuck happened to the community center, because he is pretty sure that's not a coincidence.
Before we get into that, let's look over at Jemiah. Maya, what are you, when you wake up, what's your plan for the day?
Well, I definitely, knew about the shenanigans of the night prior and don't want to get caught up in the middle of it. So I'm going to go about my day the way I start all of my days, with my routine of like getting up and getting ready, checking the news, going for my morning walk. I probably will, if like Daniel hasn't responded to my text the night prior asking if Benjamin had messed everything up, I'll probably like text Daniel again once and just be like, hey, everything going well? like implying it's about last night, but not like explicitly implying because I don't want to get caught in the middle of it. But
You'll get a text back. Not sure. Had a quiet night in with the wife.
okay. I'll probably just take my walk around the neighborhood and see if anything is like anything's different than it normally is, considering what happened last night.
Yeah, so things seem relatively quiet. There's this dense fog, so it's hard to really see anything until it's right in front of you. But as you're walking past the Reese's house, you do see Sally and Birch, and she seems to be writing in like a notebook of some.
It was Sally and who?
Seems we're passing around the internet issues. We can hear you. Jay seems to have frozen at the moment. But let's take this opportunity to thank Mad Rogue for coming in with that sub 11 months in a row. Hey, you're coming up for a year, buddy. You've been with us a while. Thank you. You have an advantage to gift to a player of your choice. Wow, Jay's well and truly frozen. I'm sure she'll be back shortly. Yeah. Oh.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. No issue. Jay, like, when this normally happens, Jay usually, like, tunes in on, like, her phone or something, or maybe her router's just reset. I mean, either way, I'm sure that she will be back very, very shortly.
I turned it into Jemiah, which is cool.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
No. It's good to shake it up a bit.
It certainly keeps me on my toes, you know. Get extra camera up. How are we all doing, though? James, looks like you got away with that one.
I did, but I wasn't gonna go to jail anyhow. I didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, but like not even by association. Like literally, they gave you a free ticket.
That is until Sheila starts talking. I was counting on her being in jail. This is not great.
I mean, I had a wonderful evening. I believe we drank a bottle of wine. We talked about old times. You know, it was great. Just a wonderful wonderful evening in. Just remembering why I enjoy marriage and why I've done it so many times.
Do you think this is the last one?
Who knows? Never tried to guess that, you know, just in case.
Gotta leave your possibilities open.
Well, you know, you never know what's around the corner, you know. Never know.
Oh man.
Who we got in chat? We've got Maharishi in. Oh hi, welcome in. Kylie, wonderful to see you. Tater, of course, hanging out. Yeah, well, I've not. Oh, hey, just as a. There we go.
Oh, hi.
Oh hi.
Hello.
Okay, we are out here. We are thriving. Are we still live?
We're still live. Yeah, we're still live.
Oh yeah.
Rocking and
Okay,
rolling.
cool. Yeah, we are rocking and rolling. Love my internet service provider with all my heart. Not. So, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such a mess. Okay. All right, I'm a mess. So, where were we? Where were we?
I was walking around and Sally was outside with
Mhm.
maybe somebody and writing
Nope.
in a notebook.
Nope, she was not out there with anyone. She was out there by herself, looking lonely, and sad, as Sally does. And she's sitting on the front porch of the Reese's house.
Then I will walk up and say, good morning.
Hi, Jeremiah.
What you writing?
Oh, just stories, just stupid stories.
Well, Jemiah will kind of, can I sit down next to her? Is that weird?
Yeah. No, you can sit down next to her.
I didn't know you wrote.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I like to write fantasy stories. You know, just
What
my
about?
mom. Not about my mom, but my mom. Always liked reading my stories. They can be about anything really. Sometimes they're about mermaids or dragons. Normally mermaids. I like dragons more when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's understandable. If Jemiah is sitting next to her, is there a way for her to like glance at what she's writing without being completely and totally obvious that she's snooping?
There could be a role for that. You can do an obtrusiveness roll.
Okie dokie. Let me see. Oh, wait. So if I use one of my advantages, what does that do?
You roll twice and take the better of the two.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna roll. Oh, I have regrets. Okay. That's fine.
I can't see your rolls right now, so if you could just...
That was a 1. A really nice, wholesome, solid 1.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, you can try to look, but Sally pulls the book in closer and be like, "Hey, that's none of your business, Jemiah. You should."
Oh, I'm sorry. I just always found fiction writing so interesting, and I had no idea you wrote. Have you ever published any of your work?
Well, a couple years ago, we did a school magazine, and I had a poem in there. It was about dragons, because at the time I thought dragons were cool.
That's very cool. You'll have to see if you can find it sometime, and I can look at it. You know, I was actually wondering if you wanted to come over and have a girls' night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That sounds nice. But I don't know if my dad would want me to go.
Well, I mean, we can always figure that out, just little details. And it doesn't have to be all night. We could just do dinner or something, you know, like brownies.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. You know, I'll ask my dad, and we should do that.
Yeah, and I just live right across the street, so you can come over whenever.
Thanks, Jemiah.
Okay. Jemiah will kind of stand up and then start to walk off. Be like, I'll see you later.
See you later, Jemiah.
Does she go back to writing?
No, she actually heads inside after the conversation.
Okay. then I guess I'll go back home for now. I'm not really sure what's going on. I know that Benjamin had community service. So, but
Yeah. Actually, when you get home, do you think Jamira would be one to like flip on the news or anything like that?
yeah, she'd definitely have it like playing in the background. She's probably cleaning her kitchen.
Yeah. When you flip on the news station, you actually hear a report about the discovery of massive quantities of drugs at the community center.
Interesting.
I did it.
And wait a second, I just realized I have notifications popping up on my computer, which means that my computer now has internet again. So I'm gonna switch back to that. And I will be rejoining the call in like 30 seconds.
Here we go.
I'm here.
Oh my goodness.
Which frame?
Oh my
Which frame am I in?
goodness.
Am I
Twitter
Jamira again?
interlude.
Man.
Oh, it didn't change. Never mind.
This is a very scandalous lane. Poplar lane.
Oh,
I just kind of fall into things. I don't think that I.
literally.
Wait, what?
Oh my concussion!
My concussion!
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Whew. Let's hope this lasts for the rest of this episode. So, yes. So with the news, you hear this report about the discovery of massive quantities of drugs in the community center, and with that, let's say hello to Daniel on this foggy ass morning.
Well,
How was your night with your wife, Helen? Helen.
I think it went rather well. You know, spent some time together. We got through a bottle of wine. Always a recipe for a good night in my mind.
During your conversation with Helen, she talks about having concerns for some of her friends that live in the community, not on the lane necessarily, but in town, and how they've all been acting very strange recently. In fact, everyone seems to have been acting very strange recently, including James and Benjamin and everyone you guys saw out last night. It just, she's very confused about what's gotten into people. But
Maybe
you guys can.
Maybe it's the season or something. Change of the season, funny mood going around, or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've just never known allergies to make people behave that way. It's very strange, but what you gonna do?
Yes.
So, you guys gonna have a nice evening together. But the next morning, how's Daniel handling himself the next morning?
I think Daniel has decided to go on another craze thing. He's decided to buy a whole bunch of rainbow trout, and he's learning how to debone, fillet, and cook a nice roast rainbow trout. He's decided that that's the thing he's going to do today while Helen's at work. Perfect this meal.
Totally understandable. Yeah, so Okay. Yeah, you could just like watch some YouTube videos and like
Dudes on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yep, watching YouTube tutorials. I've got the, I'm deboning, I'm gutting, I'm doing all of that. I understand that trout pairs nicely with Sauvignon Blanc, so I'll be, having one of those as well. And, yes, it's wonderful.
that, you know, and it is wonderful. That's you're correct. It is in fact wonderful. And you make some delicious trout. I mean, at least it smells delicious. You know, I mean, in this process of like learning how to do it, you maybe I had to try once or twice, so you have something extra to go around if you wanted to share. But
Bring some to your boy.
I'll put a, first I'll go to text Benji, because we've grown close, and I'll be, but then I remember that he's, being striped. And I don't really know what that is either. That's not a term we have over in England, so, I just hope everything turns out okay for him.
I don't think that's a term anywhere.
Yeah. Stop. Wait, y'all got criminals over there?
No, he sent them all to other countries.
They're all in Australia.
The views pertained by my characters are not the views of my. I will send a message around. I will send to James, and obviously I've replied to Jemiah already, and I'll send Jemiah a text as well. I'll be like, if anyone fancies lunch, I've been cooking fish all morning.
Wow, that's you know, very exciting day for Daniel over here.
It's the little things.
It's the little things. And yeah, so that takes a long time, you know. I mean, learning how to debone a fish, and you know, you have to take extra time since this is your first time doing it. You know, why don't you roll? I mean, there needs to be a roll here, so why don't you roll medic to make sure that you get all the bones out.
I like that. Okay, medic. I have nothing in medic, but I think I will use an advantage. It's a very petty use of an advantage, but you know, I feel like this is important. 2 and a 1.
Okay, so I mean, it seems fine. Yeah, but you know, like, don't feed it to like a cat or anything, or like a dog.
Oh yeah, well I've heard that there's like Aboriginal tribes that rely on fish bones to get their calcium intake. So if there are a couple left, it won't be the end of the world. I'll just give people warnings.
Good. And since that takes so long, let's first go back to Benjamin before anything else.
Am I still alive?
Can you roll a health test?
Yeah. All right. I got 7 possible points in this. Living is basically all I'm good at. So I'm gonna roll it with advantage. And I'm gonna add 3 points to it. 9 total.
Okay. Yeah, you the rubble falls on top of you, but luckily it lands in such a position that it's not completely crushing you, and there's an easy exit. You're not going to suffocate, you're not going to break any bones. You just crawl right on out of there. And as you do, you can look around, and you don't see much because you're in a cloud of red. And you smell that smoke. That's not the smoke, but you smell that smoky scent. And you start to feel very warm.
Oh. Like good kind of warm, or like?
Yeah, it's very, it is a good kind of warm, actually. And my laptop is going crazy from Discord. So
I would like to get a better sense of what this substance is, and so I will inhale.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
And as you do, you feel like this rush, like vroom, vroom, vroom. Like someone is like revving your engine, and you feel like you can do anything. You can be anyone. And in fact, you don't just feel like you can do anything, you want to do everything. And you hear this kid. Oh,
I've got you, kid. I'm going to save you. And I'm going to run faster than anybody's ever seen before. Probably faster than anybody can even see. Into the middle of all this danger. I'm going to save this kid.
You run faster than anyone has ever seen before. Mm-hmm. It's wild. Like you are the Flash. You are the Flash, and you get to this kid. You can locate his voice with ease, and you find that you can't see him at all. There's literally just a pile of like support beams and drywall, and you know exactly where he is, and but he's under all of this, and yeah, I mean, do you want to unbury him from?
Yeah, immediately, like grabbing these beams and like just tossing them, left and right, like it's just easy.
Yeah, and it really is easy. Like you, it's almost like watching like a superhero. And as you, through this cloud of red, you're throwing up the scrap, and you're like, "I've got you, kid!" And there he is. His face.
I'm gonna pick him up. I'm gonna grab him by like the shirt around his chest and like his kind of both pant legs in the other hand. I'm gonna lift him over my head like the Ben Stiller's character in Heavyweights whenever he picks up that log and runs away with it. That's what I'm gonna do with the kid, and just like run out the building.
Yeah. So as you lift this kid up in your mad rush of heroism, you also rip him off of the steel rod that had pierced his thigh. And so you probably didn't even notice at first because you are in the zone. And as you're running away from this nightmare, as you emerge from this cloud of red smoke, you feel like dripping down your shoulder, and you realize that this kid is bleeding. He seems to have be passed out.
Yeah.
Where are you taking this kid?
To safety, and then I will lay him down safely on the ground and perform medic.
Okay, so there, in terms of a safe location, you can either head back towards the parking lot where the tents are, or you can head towards the wooded area behind the community center. That I mean, I say a wooded area. Don't mistake it for a woods. Like if you, it's probably like a quarter of a mile, and there's like another street on the other side.
Quick thinking, to the tent.
Okay, so you head to the tent, and there's a number of officers there who are on their walkies and kind of like they're all bugging. There's also a number of the criminals, the miscreants, but definitely not as many as there were when you first got here.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna lay him on the ground, and I'm gonna point at him. I'm gonna say, "He needs help," and then I'm gonna reach down and I'm gonna like rip some pant leg off and tie it around his thigh, and like
yeah,
keep that blood flow from going, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna save him.
Yeah, I mean, before anyone really even has time to react, you're like moving at the speed of light right now. I mean, not actually the speed of light, like just from the outside looking in. I mean, I've been going off at the hyperbole, but you're moving really fast and you're very strong, but you feel like you're moving at the speed of light. In reality, you're moving very fast. But yeah, you could rip off this pant leg. Yeah, I mean, you could do a medic roll.
Yeah. Let me add a point to it because he's a little homie.
Yeah.
Huh. 7. Mat roll.
Yeah, you make a tourniquet of sorts, and you manage to slow down the bleeding. As you're doing that, cops rush over, and they start checking out your work, but then they kind of push you off to the side. They don't want you to get involved in this any further. There's one officer that's doing a head count right now, and he has a clipboard. It's actually the officer that told you before, no talking, and he seems to be like the one in charge of like supervision and making sure that everyone is accounted for, and he keeps counting and recounting, and he's kind of freaking out right now because there's a lot of people missing.
I make sure that he sees me.
Yeah.
I'm present.
Yeah, and he notes you, and you can see him make a little mark on his clipboard. So you know that he knows that you're there. There's commotion for a solid 5 minutes before some ambulance pull up. They take the guy away, and they actually round up everyone left, and they inform you all that you can go home, and they'll get back to you as soon as possible in terms of, to figure out what the rest of your sentence is going to be.
Mr. Clipboard Policeman, sir, can we have it noted for the record that I saved this kid from certain death?
I don't think that's going to help you with your sentence, but I can make a note.
All right, yeah, just make the note. Just because,
Yep. Well,
can't hurt,
it's-
right?
It's noted.
Being a hero.
Thanks for your help, but
Also, yeah. Oh, thank you. Welcome to Pennsylvania.
yeah. And he seems very distracted. He's like not ready to. He can't be dealing with this right now. He has to, because he clearly knows that he's going to get in big trouble. Like, he knows that he's probably going to be the first to get the axe for this.
Oh.
This commotion. You could see the sadness in his eyes.
Wow.
Yeah. And in fact, as he looks back down at his clipboard, right next to the mark that he put next to your name for your head count, a tear falls from his cheek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really sad. So.
Hey, man. It'll be all right. It's just
Sir,
a crappy community center,
get your hand off my shoulder,
All right.
or I will ensure that you go to federal prison for this.
Hey. Hey. All right. Everybody needs friends, That's all I'm saying. Does it look like everybody's gonna get fired?
Nope, this guy in particular seems
I'm just gonna peace out from that situation.
yeah. And as you're walking away, he takes a second to compose himself, and he goes, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, and he comes running after you. Do you choose to run or to do anything else, or stand there, or how do you react to this officer charging at you?
I've seen this in movies. Like, whenever this happens,
Yeah.
and like the officers start like running and shouting like in prison, and so like I'll drop on my stomach and have my arms out and be like, and just like whoa, and just like completely prone on my stomach.
Yeah. He immediately straddles you, pins your hands behind your back, and throws on the cuffs, and starts reading your rights.
Wait a second, what's all this for? You gotta tell me what I'm getting arrested for.
You were in the building when this thing went down. You are a prime suspect.
I wasn't in the building.
You were.
I had just left the building. I was on the outside of the building with everybody else.
As far as I know, you were going into the building with that boy.
No.
Sir, you're going to jail.
For what?
And you get brought into a police car, immediately rushed off the scene. There's still tons of people there. He's not answering your questions anymore. He did his duty. He read your rights. He told you what you did, and yeah, you are immediately rushed to the jail, which you're all too familiar with. I mean, you didn't actually go into a jail cell before, but you went to the building, the police station, and this time you are in fact going into a jail cell. And there's other people in this cell. And they are familiar faces. These are clearly the tweakers that you came here with.
I request my lawyer, Daniel Kensington, to be present at this time.
Yeah, you get your phone call. You can make your call.
I want to call Daniel.
So Daniel, you're probably like you have fish sauce like all over your hands.
Yeah, I think I've got one of them, like, you know, I am definitely a cook that's got one of them Amazon Echo things, you know, for timers. They're so handy in the kitchen. So as it starts ringing, I'll be like, answer that, please. Is that the command word? Whatever your name is, Dorothy, Siri, Julie, something. Answer the phone.
And she answers you can hear that the line connects.
Hello? Up to my elbows in fish sauce right now.
Daniel, you're gonna have to wash your elbows. It's me.
Oh, Benji.
Benjamin.
Benji, good to hear from you. I thought you were doing community service today.
I was, and then they got mad at me and they put me in jail. Also, the community center fell apart, but that's not my fault.
Community center fell apart?
Yes.
And they arrested you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a lawyer, Benji. That was just a thing we did in front of the police the other day.
I know that, but I need your help.
Right. What are they charging you with? They have to charge you or they have to release you.
They said something about being a suspect for destroying the community center. I think they think that I'm some kind of
probably vandalism or something like that. Then there's
mastermind or something.
So what happened at the community center, Benji?
The whole the build, like the wall fell in, and then the floor and the ceiling fell apart, and like there was all this. It's bad. I mean, if you just drive by it, like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole thing just fell down. But again, I didn't do it, is the thing. Now, in fact, I saved somebody from all of it.
You only get one phone call, don't you fool, and you phoned me.
Wait, you only get one? Well, yeah, but I called you, and you can call so many other people.
That's true, I guess.
You get unlimited calls and text messages with Verizon.
Hashtag not
Wait, are we
sponsored.
or?
Look, Daniel, I'll see if I can get you a real lawyer. In the meantime, you may want to point out that you were put in an unsafe environment as part of your community service. Maybe that'll buy you some time and make them sweat a little.
I felt unsafe.
Ask for the book on your rights and exactly what you're entitled to, and start asking for things. Sometimes, I know in Britain, you can request a cup of tea and that sort of thing. You know, just do that. Really? You know, put the pressure on. Yeah, it's true. Genuine. You know, just put the pressure on. Make it seem like you know what you're talking about.
Got it. Easy. What are you gonna do?
I'll ring some lawyers or something and see what I can do. James must know one.
Don't call my divorce lawyers. They're...
Oh, hang on a minute. The Thompson... not the Thompsons. That's off of Tintin. The Goodmans. They're lawyers, aren't they? I'll go and speak to them.
I don't think that. I think they hate me.
Surely not.
I don't know. They don't seem. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I trust your judgment.
Fair enough, Benji. I'll get on the phone right now. Hang up, Sandra. Susan. Alexa, hang up. There we go.
How many girls you got over there?
Yeah, the line cuts out.
This boy's a fool.
Wait, how many?
I'm gonna finish doing my fish. You know, I'm sure Benji can sweat for a bit. I'm gonna finish doing my fish. I'm not gonna like rush to his help. I'm gonna finish doing my fish, then clean up my hands, and then I guess once I've done all that, I'll pop the Goodmans a line.
Yeah. Henry answers. Hello, Daniel.
Hello. Sorry to bother you, Henry, isn't it? How's your relationship with Benji at the minute?
You know, Benji and I don't know him too well, but he seems like a nice enough guy.
And
Why, what's up?
Well, he was doing some community service today, and the fool's got himself arrested somehow. Apparently the community center fell down, and they're trying to pin it on him from the sounds of it. It sounds like he could use some representation, and I know he's, well, you know, he's a stockbroker, isn't he? He's got a fair amount of moolah, or something like that, anyway. I wondered if you'd be interested.
You know, I can go meet with him, and figure out exactly what's going on. But, you know, thanks for thinking of me. Yeah, I guess I can go visit him at the station later tonight.
Perfect. Henry, you're a lifesaver. I'm glad I called you.
No problem, Daniel. You let me know if you need anything.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. And Henry will hang up the line.
And I can't exactly call him back, can I? Oh, he'll just have to sweat. I'm sure Henry will sort everything out.
Yeah. So, the hours pass, and Jemiah and James, you guys get your text from Daniel inviting you over for fish. Yeah, I don't know how interested you guys are in fish.
I'll have fish. Yeah.
Dang.
If only to figure out what Daniel means by it. If it's like fish, or if he's like trying out this code language. I mean, at this point, anything goes.
So, when everyone arrives, Daniel has laid out the kitchen table, white tablecloth, proper fish cutlery, wine glasses, choice of wine glasses, red and white wine open on the table. He's really pulled out all the stops. Welcome in. Come on in, and come and get yourself sat down for lunch. Today we'll be having rainbow trout. I've been practicing all morning, and I might have a little bit of cheesecake in the fridge for afters.
You really? All right. He sort of looks at Jemiah like, did you expect this?
Jemiah will kind of like glance like and give the look of like, what's going on? And Jemiah's gonna look and be like, what's the occasion?
Oh, I was just bored.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take that. I mean, it looks amazing.
Yes. Well, Do be careful, though. I am still learning, and I deboned, gutted, and did the whole thing myself. So, do watch out in case there are any stray bones. And let me know as well. Don't try and keep it a secret. Don't hide it. You know, I'm here to learn. So, you're my test batch, my guinea pigs, if you will. There's red and wine out. The Merlot is nice, but I understand the Sauvignon Blanc pairs well with the trout.
All right, fair enough. Thanks. I think that James takes his seat and he's still a little bit like, what's happening? But I'm not enjoying this.
Jemiah will sit down and go ahead and pour wine. Maybe a little like more than like typically acceptable, but
yeah. I'm gonna bring over some plates. I've got a rainbow trout on there, served with sweet potato fries, a kale salad on the side, and lemon.
This is so fancy.
It is. Wow. Oh yeah, he's doing the. Yeah, did you guys see that? I don't know. Are you on
the
Twitter?
news?
Was it on the news? Because I just saw it on Twitter. I hope we're talking about the same thing.
The community center?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I've been watching tutorial videos all morning. What's happened?
Apparently, it collapsed.
Ah, well, actually, funny thing, Benji just phoned me along those very same lines. Apparently, he got himself arrested.
I'm gonna be completely honest. That is 100% what I expected to come out of your mouth.
Talking of nearly getting arrested, James. How'd it go last night?
Well, as you can see, I did not get arrested.
You did not. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. Good on me. Unfortunately, Sheila didn't either.
Oh.
So that might be a problem.
Oh my god, they're not keeping her in there, are they? Some sort of
no,
prisoner
no.
affair?
No. Oh, Daniel. No.
Look,
No.
I'm bored, okay? Forgive me for jumping to the dramatic conclusion.
No. I don't think so. I don't know where she is, but no, but I did get a lovely visit by Susanna this morning, who came to ask me about it because apparently Sheila's been yapping my name, and the only advantage I have is that everybody knows / thinks that Sheila's on drugs. So.
Well, she is. That's the big giveaway there. I mean,
Do we need to give you an alibi?
Well, you do. Like if they say that, where was I? I was walking around and you saw me. Well, did you? Yeah, you saw me.
I did.
I remember seeing you.
yes, if anyone asks, I'll say it was a very strange night. Nearly the whole neighborhood was out going for a walk, including me and my wife. We felt very weird by the situation and went back home.
I mean, but yeah, no. The thing is, like, I asked, like, why? Well, I didn't really ask, but like, I was like, why is she not in jail? You know, like, and they were like, oh yeah, because a convicted felon would ruin the property value of the neighborhood.
Like Benji.
Jemiah face palms.
James just takes like a really big sip of water, just like.
Where is Benji?
Still in freaking jail.
I believe he's currently down at the station. Literally in jail right now.
Damn it.
The second time this week, in fact.
Yeah, I think He's still in jail?
Yes, turns out community service really just a hunting ground, you know, go down so easily.
Yeah, but why? Because we all know that, like, he looks at the both of you and he's just like, the people at this table know, considering what we know from the past days, that him being there in jail is probably a little too much, but probably not entirely unjustified.
I'd say
Like,
that's true.
he has a paw in this. I just want to know how.
I mean, did you load his wheelbarrow?
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
well, good for you.
I wasn't even there. The thing is, I've never. Okay, I didn't go into the house.
Good.
I know where the drugs were. It wasn't enough for a wheelbarrow. I just sort of like gave her a light, and then I woke up the dog, and then I booked it.
Probably for the best then, really, that police aren't getting involved. I mean, you say you handed her a light.
Well, no, I shone my flash, like my phone light inside,
Oh, okay, so you didn't actually hand her anything. Oh,
and I recorded her. I don't know.
I don't need to know about your private life, James.
Do I look like?
Oh, yes, Jemiah, they've been getting awfully close, the two of them, Sheila and James. It's been quite wonderful to watch, really.
She fed me crack-laced cookies. I'd hardly doubt that. Call that close.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. You went on a second date, breaking and entering.
Well, that sounds more like being goaded into a felony, really, than like.
James, I'm pulling your leg.
Well, okay. Yeah, okay, you're right. But yeah, I didn't do anything illegal that night, so I am pretty sure that Romano knows something. What I do not, but yeah. Jay, was it because I remember you saying that. Was it mentioned in the articles that came out, like what was in the community center?
Yeah. So eventually you would have kept reading, and it would have mentioned that there were bricks of adrenaline in the hidden within the ceiling, and that it's currently unknown who was hiding it there, who it belongs to, and yeah, and it mentions the adrenal epidemic that is sweeping the Pennsylvania suburbs.
Like, I mean, I'm ragging on Benji, but y'all read the second part about the tons of drugs.
I haven't read any of it yet. Drugs, eh?
Yeah, apparently the entire ceiling of the community center is stacked full of the same sort of crack that Sheila was giving me.
Hang on, who owns the community center? Wasn't it that Peter fellow?
I don't think he owns it.
Well, it's probably.
I think-
Well, is it one of them public
has
trust
access?
things? Is it?
Well, he
you
didn't.
guys would actually probably know this. So Peter it is like, it's a public space, so it's like owned by like the township itself, and Peter had his platform was to renovate the community center.
Was
Susanna's platform was to leave it alone.
Was Susanna in, like, you know, the thing before Peter? Because Peter won, right?
Peter won. Susanna was not the previous town council person.
Interesting.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. No, James is like, he keeps trying to say something and then he goes back to like, I mean, if I would stack all my drugs in an abandoned building and somebody in my neighborhood would be like, hey, you know what I'm gonna make? My platform. I'm gonna tear down your drug building and expose all your drugs, maybe unintentionally. I mean, and then all of a sudden, like, his wife dies? Of the guy who wanted to tear down your drug building? That seems really fishy to me, though.
And that's not just because of the fish.
No.
Do you think maybe...
At that
Go on.
At that point, Jemiah's phone starts ringing.
I will excuse myself from the table and step away to see who it is.
It's Sally.
I will answer the phone.
The back porch door is open. Feel free to head out there. There's a drinks cabinet. Help yourself.
She'll like mouth thank you and wave and go out the door. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Jemiah. I'm alright. I'm outside of your home. I see your car's in the driveway, but you're not answering your door. Is everything alright?
My goodness, I'm so sorry. I slipped over to Daniel's for just a bit of he made some fish. But are you wanting, I can head over there right now.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't want to interrupt your evening.
Oh, no, you're fine. Give me 1 second. Did your dad say it was okay for you to come and hang out?
Yeah, he was totally okay with it.
Well, you know what? There's a key under the mat and I'll be there in like 5 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jemiah. See you soon.
Okay, bye. Jemiah will go back inside. Okay, so fun fact, I was able to get, it's Sally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sally to have like an evening with me, like girls hangout things. So I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna talk to her and see what I can figure out. The fish was lovely, the wine was great. Let me know what you figure out about the drugs.
I look at Daniel. I'm like, I think we'll try, I guess. I think we're gonna have to solve another problem first, or not. Just leave him there for like a day or something.
Well, if you need help with that, let me know.
Yeah, we'll hit you up. Let us know how Sally goes.
Will do. And she's gonna head out the door to her house.
When you head out the door, you can see that some of the lights are already on in your home. Sally probably went inside. Back at no, actually, so Sally probably went inside. When you go inside, you can see she's just plopped on your couch and she's like looking through her phone.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, I slipped out for just a second.
Oh, it's all right, Jemiah. Thanks for you didn't have to interrupt your plans to come hang out with me.
Oh no, I have been looking forward to this since I got back from my trip. But anyways, you want to start making brownies?
Yeah, brownies are all right.
Do you like something else better?
Well, I mean, Miss Robinson makes really good cookies. I don't know, but brownies are fine.
Well, I mean, I might have some things to make cookies. I don't know that I make them the same as Miss Robinson. What's so good about our cookies?
I don't know. She has like, I don't know. She's like an old woman, and like old ladies always have the best cookie recipes.
That's true. Well, come here. And she invites her to come into the kitchen with her. And Jemiah will start digging through the pantry, pulling out ingredients for both cookies and brownies. Because now Jemiah is like, we're going to make cookie brownies.
Oh, cookie brownies. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, smacked my mic. Lots of like cooking and whatnot happening this episode. I wish there was a cooking skill. Yeah, so you guys are working on your brownies at the station. An officer comes up to the jail cell, pulls Benjamin out. Benjamin, you've calmed down from the drugs. After a while, like as you started coming down, you're like drenched in sweat, but like now you don't have like that like heat from the adrenaline, so it's actually turning into like a cold sweat, and you're very uncomfortable. Especially since like the AC is on full blast in this jail room. A lot of the other miscreants in the jail are they're not in a good place. Some of them are vomiting into the one toilet. There's probably like 4 of you in there, and they all have cold sweats too. They're all kind of shaking, and their eyes are very red. But the guard lets you out of your cell and brings you to a room similar to the interrogation room, but it's a little bit it's pretty much like it's a very similar room, but instead of a cop sitting on the other side of the table, it's Henry Goodman.
Henry.
Benjamin, what is going on? Hi.
Hey.
What got you in here?
Did Daniel send you?
Oh yeah.
Did he come?
I mean, I figured.
With you?
Hmm?
Did he come with you?
No. No.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they let both of us in here to talk to you anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I assume he's working hard on something.
Yeah, I'm sure. But what's going on,
right,
Benjamin? I'm really unclear on this whole situation. I saw some news articles about the community center going down. I mean, did you do it?
No. And like, gonna check or like look around me. Is there like one of those like mirrored glass happenings in this room?
No, there's no mirror glass in this room. This is like a place for you to meet with your lawyer. It's not actually, it's very much like the interrogation room, but it's not an actual interrogation room. This is for,
right.
It's a private space.
So the only people listening are me and Henry and my FBI agent.
No.
Okay.
There's no agent in this room.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. They let you into the room, and then they stood outside.
Right. Okay. So okay, well, here's what happened, Henry. I'm doing my community service like a good, upstanding citizen, right? And I noticed that there was some odd stuff going on with the ceiling, and my shoulder was hurting, and so I was gonna, what I wanted to do was, get the, we're trying to clean the place up, right? And so I wanted to get a shovel and fix up the ceiling. I couldn't do it, and so my somebody else grabbed the shovel, and they were going to do it for me. I walked back outside, and I leaned against a portion of the wall outside, and it just fell in. Like it literally like I leaned against the wall and it fell in. And as I was falling, there was like this loud crash, and and like apparently the whole thing came down. When I got back up, like the whole wall was gone, the ceiling had fallen in, and I heard the guy that took up the shovel to clean up the ceiling I heard him underneath the rubble, and so I moved over. I was feeling it was just the adrenaline rush of being in a fallen building, and so I was like, I need to pick this building up off of this kid, and so I did, and then I picked the kid up, and I took him to safety. Then I saved his life, and then they put me in here, and that's what happened.
Okay. I am willing to take your case. I am assuming you can post your own bail. You won't need a bondsman, will you?
No.
Good. Your bail is like it's high, but you should be able to afford it. I mean, with your stock trading and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, so we'll post your bail, and then we can talk. We can talk our approach. This is going to be a tough one, Benjamin. I gotta be honest. I mean, does
really?
Not look good for you. No.
Really?
No,
Why?
It doesn't.
But I saved that kid.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't count. It doesn't work that way. It's not like two rights make a wrong or two wrongs make a right. Or wait, that's not how that works. It's not like two rights right a wrong. So
Hang on, what did I do wrong?
Well, it's not about what you've done wrong. It's about what they can prove. What you can prove. Words are really I'm loving words today. Today, words and I are good friends.
Okay. So what you're saying, from what you know and what I just told you, then it sounds like somebody did something wrong, and now they're trying to pin it on me. What it sounds like somebody made that community center intentionally unsafe, and then I was the fall guy that literally fell into the wall.
That's an angle we could take. The good news is that you're not getting accused of housing these drugs. You're just getting accused of.
Wait,
destroying a building.
What drugs?
The adrenaline.
The what?
Benjamin, when the building fell, you were exposed to incredible quantities of adrenaline that were hidden in the ceiling of the building. I mean, you were there. I just read Twitter.
Oh my God. Is this going to make me some kind of like super Spider-Man or something?
I don't know. You tell me. Why don't you try climbing up that wall? Don't actually try climbing up that wall. You can't do it. You're not Spider-Man. No, this is... It's fucking crack, Benji.
Wait, but I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do the crack.
I can't. And Benjamin just leaves the room.
I'm going to sit down contemplatively.
The guard steps in. You done here?
Can I lift weights, sir?
No.
Never?
Listen, you can either... You want to go back to the jail cell now? Or you can... Your lawyer mentioned something about bond on the way out. You posting bond?
Right. I'll do that.
Yeah. Sounds good. You come with me.
Okay.
Good stuff. So, where are we? Okay. Daniel and Daniel and James. You're still having this pleasant evening with fish and the like. And wine. When Helen arrives home, she was out with her friends, and she seems a little distraught, and especially when she sees that James is here. She starts pouring herself a glass of wine.
Oh, sorry, was it Helen who's come back?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, hello, darling. I've been practicing my fish recipe all day. James kindly came over to have the first test. Seems to have gone down well, so this will be for dinner tonight. I'll start whenever you're ready. You're back early, aren't you?
Yeah. The girls are just... I don't know. I don't know that I can hang around with them anymore. It's been a rough day, to say the least. I could go for some fish and some wine and I just want to unwind.
Oh, yes, well, we were just about finished up here, weren't we, James?
Yeah. Do you need me to give you a hand with getting this to the kitchen, or are you good?
Oh, no, I'm quite handy in the kitchen, don't you worry.
All right. Then, lovely to see you, Helen. Do you really have a treat in store for tonight? Let's just say, he's been doing his best very well. I'll be going now.
Bye, James. Always a pleasure.
Say, he sort of like inches, he sort of gets out of the room. Like, oh god.
As James leaves, I'm Sorry, I was planning to have everything cleaned up by the time you got back. I was going to lay out the table fresh and light some candles. Still, no bother. It won't take me 2 minutes to get all this cleaned up, and why don't you tell me all about your day?
Well, it started out lovely. I was with Shauna. We were at the mall.
Was she one of the ones that was acting weird that you told me about this morning?
Mm-hmm. She's one of them. I was with Shauna. We're at the mall. We're at Express. I'm trying on this dress, and I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling too good. Like I see some lumps where they don't belong, and she's like, I have this pill that'll help you lose the weight, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, not another one of these fad pills, and I say, I'll go for it. Pop it. I start sweating profusely in my dress that I had not yet purchased. Now, it wasn't even that cute on me. I didn't like the dress.
I find that hard to believe. I swear you make everything look cute.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Daniel. I didn't even like the dress. I wasn't going to purchase it. But now I got sweat all over it, so I have to buy the dress, right? And I go to check out and buy the dress, and I see there's this bottle of perfume sitting there on the counter. I mean, it smells all right, but it's not something I would normally buy. But for some reason, I couldn't control myself. I bought the perfume, and you know what? I saw a hat on the way out. I grab the hat off the shelf. I go back to the cashier, and I buy the hat too.
It sounds like you deserved the treat. What was this
I
pill?
maxed out the credit card.
Oh, I'm sure that's, we can deal with that in time. It's fine. Anyway, what kind of pill was this? Is it some sort of water weight scheme or something? Make you sweat the weight off? I mean, that doesn't sound healthy.
I don't know, but I think that's the stuff that's making everyone act all weird, if I'm being honest.
Oh, really?
I've never heard of it before. She said
So-
it's like adrenaline or like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm 100% going to. I'm sure I've got it here. A combination of lying or fake smile to pretend that means nothing to me. I mean, it doesn't sound like the healthiest thing. I mean, were there any other side effects except for profuse sweating and impulse buying?
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling like I felt too good, and like I could do anything. I could buy anything I wanted. I could buy the whole mall if I wanted to, and I would have if the card hadn't maxed out.
Yes, I can see that. Well, I mean, obviously you are more than the sum of your possessions, Helen. We'll figure out the credit card thing, that's no problem. Do you think maybe you should tell someone about these, pills?
What? I let people know that I took an illicit substance?
Oh, Helen, you hardly took an illicit substance. We can definitely spin that one as someone slipped you a Mickey.
I like the way you think, Daniel. This is why I married you.
Yes. That and my brilliant charm and winning smile.
So we'll just say Shauna slipped me the drug, during lunch. Sounds good. I can get behind this. In fact, no, none of the girls really trust Shauna, if I'm being honest. She's always been kind of shady. So they'll believe me before anyone else. I know that for sure.
Honestly, you don't need to change your story at all. We don't even need to spin a story. The way you said it to me, she gave you a pill for weight loss and suddenly you're feeling great? I mean, it sounds to me like you really were slipped a drug. I mean, is it possible that, Shauna is a dealer trying to get you hooked, perhaps?
You know what? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, she's always been a shady bitch.
I imagine so. Glad I haven't met her, honestly. It's, one of those small, I've forgotten the word. Graces. There we go.
I gotta ask, Daniel, it's kind of like you're hanging out with James again, and clearly someone else was here too. She points to like the plates at the table. I thought we were in agreement that like the people around here are just kind of wacky.
Yes, I do agree totally, but I figured if we were to close up completely, we might become recluse, and I needed someone to practice my cooking on, so I invited James around because we all know James used to be an investigator, right? And I thought if anyone knew something strange was going on, it'd be James, and also that Jemiah just came back from wherever she was, so I invited her over as a welcome back,
Okay, just...
Honestly, Jemiah wasn't here for very long at all. She ran off to make brownies or something.
All right, just be careful because, the evidence is stacking up that these people can't be trusted.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Did you hear about the community center?
No, I didn't.
Oh, apparently it's all over Twitter, but I haven't looked myself either. Apparently, the community center partially collapsed and revealed a load of crack.
Well, what do you know? It's
Right?
like the stars are aligning.
Yep, suddenly everyone's on crack and there's a whole load of crack discovered. It's,
maybe we can find out where it's coming from.
I'm listening. Oh, but here's a large glass of brandy. It sounds like you need it.
Yeah, no, and she takes a swig. Maybe I can go back to Shauna and get some more. Or ask some questions and we can, figure something out, find out what's going on.
To what end? If you ask Shauna for more drugs, she'll probably give you more drugs and ask for a price tag. Since we've maxed out the credit card, we should probably be careful on that count. But I wonder, do you know where Shauna lives?
Oh yeah, she's only a couple streets over.
Well, we've got a car. We could go and stake the place out like the movies. Get some nice beer nuts, maybe we could take the dinner to go. It's not quite a romantic evening dinner, but we could it might be exciting, bit of an adventure meal.
I like the sound of that, Daniel. First I'd like to shower because I'm a little sweat. Like I have the residue and I'm a little stinky. But then I agree. I think we should do a stakeout.
I'm just about finished cleaning up. You have a shower. I'll get the dinner on. Should be ready by the time you're out. And away we go. I'll pack it in foil.
Okay, I'm excited. This should be fun. It's just like old times, Daniel.
Yes. Yes, I remember when you caught me with that orchid. Fun times.
Awesome. I'll be back in a second. And she runs up. You hear the hot water turn on, and she's taking her shower. Jemiah, you and Sally, you're baking. She's like being all cute, you know, she seems super happy. She's giggling. It's like you haven't seen her like this since before you came back, you know, and she's having a good time. She seems to have like relaxed, you know, she normally is very uptight, but she seems like you've earned her trust to some degree.
Jemiah, like while they're cooking, is probably just talking about like stupid stuff, like frilly stuff. Like, we should probably ask her about like school and how schools go. Is it the summer? What time of year is it?
So it's no, it's actually the end of summer. Like it's like the early fall, but
Okay.
I think it's probably around back to school time, but I don't think she has any plans of going to school right away, because since her mom died and whatever, she's like taking a couple weeks.
She'll say, it's so good to see you like smiling and having fun again. You should come back over another time and we'll do it again.
I really like that. Yeah. No, this was a lot of fun, and you know, I've missed having just someone I can like do this kind of thing with.
Jemiah would like to hug her if she's accepting of it.
Yeah,
Like
and she
body
is.
language. Okay.
Yeah.
So she'll hug her, and like as she hugs her, she'll say, you know, like if you ever need to talk about anything, like I'm here and I'll listen.
I may take you up on that one of these days.
Well, I always have brownie cookies, and I always have a couch, and we can just hang out.
You know, next time we should really get Miss Robinson's recipe, because these were good, but come on, like, have you ever tried her cookies before?
You know what? I haven't. What time of night is it?
It's probably like 9 p.m.
Do you want to come over tomorrow morning and we can walk over and ask her for it together?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, and she gives you another hug.
Okay. And Jemiah will hug her real tight. And then she will tell her, well, I want you to go ahead and get back because I don't want you to stay too late, because I think it would be really awesome if you came back, and I don't want your dad worrying about you. So, do you want me to walk you over?
Yeah. And I wouldn't be too worried about my dad. He seemed, I don't know. He's just been preoccupied.
Did you hear about the community center?
Yeah, I got a text from Jake, but I don't really know what happened. Apparently it like blew up or something.
Yeah, it's been quite a crazy day. I'm sure your dad's really stressed out about it.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's gonna be home, if I'm honest. He's he had to leave early this morning, and I only got a call from him pretty late, which is saying that he wasn't going to be home for a long time. But
well, you could stay here, or I could go over there and hang out till he gets home.
Yeah, why don't you come hang out with me?
Okay. And Jemiah will kind of like make sure all of like the oven and stuff is on or off, not on, turn everything off, and like lock up the door behind them as they head over.
Yeah, the fog is still thick in the air. As you cross the street to walk towards the Reese's house, can you roll a sense trouble?
I'm gonna roll it with advantage if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm sensing all the trouble. I rolled 2 6s.
Awesome. Yeah, so you as you approach the Reese's house, you get like this feeling, like the hairs on the back of your neck kind of stand up a little bit, and there's like a slight rustle of leaves to the left of the house, where there's a line of trees separating it from the road. And you just get this feeling that there's someone watching the house.
Oh, I don't even know what I want to do. Jemiah's gonna kind of pause in walking. And I'm gonna look at the side of the house where I think that someone's there. Like, I'm just gonna like turn my eyes that direction and see if I can see anything, like, now that I'm like actually paying attention to it.
Yeah. Can you roll surveillance?
One.
Yeah, I mean, you can, when you look in that direction, it's almost like whatever you heard, like you somehow lost your sense of direction when you moved your eyes, and you can't exactly pinpoint where that sound was coming from along the tree line, but you still have that feeling that there is someone there.
I'm gonna go ahead and follow inside to the house, but I'm gonna text Daniel and James and ask if for some reason they're outside the Reese house right now, because somebody is.
I'm on a stakeout, so I'm ignoring my phone.
Right. Makes sense.
Oh, I should have made steak! Steak for the stakeout, damn it!
Wow. Too little too late, Daniel. But James, would you have seen and or responded to this message?
Probably. I think he's just gonna text like, why? No.
She'll text back that she's pretty sure there's somebody outside.
I think James will go to like his window, because he's like on the first floor of his house. He's gonna try to go to like the front window to see if he can see something.
Can you also make a surveillance roll?
Yes. That's my first roll of the night, and I'm gonna use it with advantage. Hold on. Okay. Is that surveillance?
Yeah.
Surveillance, right? Hold on, let me see. Do I have points in that? Do I want to spend a point in that? I want to spend a point in that.
Go for it. Ooh.
That's a 7 and a 6.
So, yeah. So you look towards the Reese's house, and you can see outside the house, there's a little bit of like a rustle, in some bushes along the tree line, and you look closer, and you see a masculine form. It's too far away and too dark to make out any details, especially since it's not like a lit area. You know, it is in the shadows of the trees, but you see kind of like this silhouette from the reflection of the street lamps of this form of looks like a relatively like you see like a well-built person.
All right. I think he's gonna text Jemiah, like, there is somebody, lock all the doors and windows. Do you want me to go over and check?
Jemiah will respond, yes, that'd be great. And she's gonna start locking, like, she's gonna try to act casual as she does it, but she's gonna make sure that the doors and windows are locked in the house. Starting with the front door that she just walked through.
Right. James is gonna, like, put on some shoes and, like, get his phone and, no, he's not gonna take anything with him. He's just gonna go downstairs. He's just gonna go out, you know, a sort of like, he pretends to look at his phone as if he's like going in the direction of the Reese house, as if he's not seen this person yet.
Okay. Yeah. And are you trying to be like casual about it, or how are you going about it?
For the first 3/4 of the way, he's gonna try to be casual about it, and then sort of like definitely move closer towards this guy to get a better look, and also to probably approach this person, just so like this person doesn't like bail the second he's like out of his door.
Okay. Can you can you make a unobtrusiveness roll?
Oh yeah, I do that one straight. I'll use another advantage because
One left. James Handley, one left.
all right. I thought I had 4. I only used 2. These are my.
You started with 3 on my screen. I mean,
Oh, I thought somebody said 4. Anyhow, doesn't matter. I have 1 left.
Okay. So wait, you rolled 2 4s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer, so most of the walk, you don't notice any movement. As you start to get closer to the house, there's a quick rustle, and then you start to notice someone has started running from the I'm trying. So the house is on words a corner, a street corner. This is Poplar Lane. This is the other main street, and the house is here, and the tree lines are along the street. And this man has just started running down the street.
I think James is gonna pursue. I think he's gonna just like fucking run after him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can make a athletics check.
Athletics, okay. I'll do that with 1 point in there. 1. Please, dice cards. Thank you.
Okay. You run and you catch up. And eventually you see this person like slouches over and is like trying to catch their breath. And they kind of have given up. You were already catching up to them, but before you even had to like really like run up and tackle them down, they slump over with their hands on their knees. And as you walk up to this person, they look up at you, and it is none other than Peter Reese. Yeah, and let's do this for a little bit. So I'm like, we still have half an hour. So it's Peter Reese, and he looks up at you, and he has like a sadness in his eyes, and he's like, just out for a late night run.
Yeah. How you doing? James is standing in front of him. He's like definitely using his size at this point. Like, I dare you to run. Like,
yep, I'm just listen, man.
mm-hmm.
I've got to go.
I'm
sure you heard about what happened at the community center today.
Yeah. That just doesn't really explain why you're stalking your own daughter.
I'm leaving, James.
Mm-hmm. Is that because they will think the community center is full of your drugs?
He starts like whimpering a little bit. And he's like, it's not, you have to believe me when I say that it's not mine.
I know it's not yours.
But this looks really bad, James.
Yeah, but you know what looks even worse? You disappearing after a community center you're involved with is full of crack. That looks worse, my friend.
No, that's what I meant. Like, that's what like, that looks really bad, and it's not mine, and I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Like, I don't even.
Well, let's be logical here. Why would you bust open a community center full of your own drugs? Who would renovate their own crack house? Like,
I mean, the reports say that we're hiding it in the ceiling, and they could they could twist a story saying that I was trying to renovate it to hide the drugs in the building.
Of course, they could twist anything.
You're cutting out, Kai.
They can twist anything, but you know what? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
All right, good. You know what's going to be even worse? Jemiah having to explain to your daughter that her dad doesn't have anything to do with a wheelbarrow full of crack, even though he's just gone absolutely missing in the wake of her mother's death. I want to use the investigation skill, like intimidation.
Okay, so he when you say that to him, he immediately, like, his eyes widen, and he's kind of you're kind of like putting that fear into him, that's like bringing him back to earth a little bit. Listen, poor Sally, she's had it worse than anyone throughout all of this. I just don't want her to see me go down in flames.
Peter, the only thing worse for her than seeing you go down in flames is seeing you disappear without any explanation. Because all she wants right now is you. I know that. As a father, I know that. And come on, man.
No one's gonna believe me.
You can... I'll believe you. I know people who will believe you.
All right. I'll go back. I mean, it's not like I can really run anymore anyway, now that...
I can run way faster, just so you know.
Yeah. You probably could. I focus more on, like, the upper body workouts. I don't really... I skip leg days most of the time.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go back, but you have to promise me that you're not gonna tell anyone that I was thinking about running.
No, man.
And if anything happens to me, just, make sure that
Yeah, man, no problem.
Sally's okay.
Yeah.
But for your own safety, don't tell anyone that we've spoken. And
I'll be good. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
And he starts slumped over, traipsing back towards his home.
James lets him get a bit of a head start. Does keep an eye on him that he doesn't take like a left turn somewhere. But he goes home and he texts Jemiah, like, just let him inside. Don't ask questions right now.
As you're getting that text, Jeremiah, there's like a clinking at the door, and it sounds like someone's unlocking it. And Peter walks in, and he's wearing like a black hoodie, and he looks upset. You know, there's like some like he just wiped away some tears from his face, but his eyes look very unhappy. But he's like, "Hey, Sally, I'm home." And Sally runs to say hello. And he's surprised by how energetic and excited she seems, because she's been so down recently. And he looks towards you, Jemai, and he's like, "Thanks so much for spending the evening with Sally."
No problem. Actually, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if she hung out with me a little bit tomorrow morning too.
I mean, if you want to, Sally. And he looks at her and kind of like shrugs, and she's like, yeah, I really would like to. And sounds like a plan to me then.
All right. Well, I guess I'll leave y'all be and head on home. So if you need anything, you have my number.
And yeah, and he walks you to the door and lets you out. And as you're walking out, you see Benjamin on his way home after posting bail. Benjamin, you've been disconnected for pretty much all day. You just got out of jail. How are you spending your evening?
Well, they didn't feed me breakfast. I assume they didn't feed me lunch.
You got a tray. You got a tray at lunch. It
Okay.
had like peas and like some really bad sandwich or something.
Man, I hate peas. So I'm gonna call up my boy Daniel. And I'll be like, after he picks up, or like has his robot pick up, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Daniel, they let me out the slammer pretty early, dude. I am starving. I bet you haven't had anything to eat. I say we hit up Whataburger and get like a feast."
I mean, Daniel, you're staking out. Did you pick up your phone?
No, it's gonna go to answer. And I'll be like,
I'll leave a message.
Benji's contacted me again. It seems to have latched onto me somehow. Seems to come to me whenever he's in trouble. And that seems to be a lot.
You just gotta cut the cord, Daniel.
So, Helen, since we're here on a stakeout, I feel like I should let you in on some information. I don't think Linda's death was an accident at all.
Daniel, are you trying to imply that Peter is a murderer?
I didn't say that, although that was my first assumption. I'm just saying that I think Linda was murdered. I don't know who by. And the reason I've been hanging out with James and Benji so much is because we were all together when it happened, and we've been investigating to try and figure out if it really is something that we should be looking more into. And whilst we're staking out, I'm going to drop on Helen all of the information that we've discovered, how the Goodmans reacted to us investigating, why I've been doing this and everything. I'm just going to bring her in.
Helen, at first she's very skeptical, and she's like, we should really be minding our own business. But the more information you give her, the more enwrapped in this whole thing she becomes, and she's getting so invested in, and by the end of it, she says to you, Daniel, I want in on this. We need to figure this out.
Right. So far, I only know 3 people on the street that I definitely trust because I was with them. Benji and James, we were together, and I also, Jemiah is in the clear as well because she literally wasn't in the country.
Yeah, no, she was gone for a hot minute there.
Yes.
But okay.
Helen's a homie, dude.
First, I think that what we're doing now, this stakeout, could still be helpful.
Definitely, I agree. Find the money, right?
Exactly. And, perhaps we could even catch her with her supplier. Now, wouldn't that be something?
That would be incredible.
I really appreciate you coming forward with this information, Daniel, and your honesty. I know that, I gotta say, these past couple days, I've been very concerned for you, and you've been acting very strange, and I was very confused.
I know. I don't get me wrong, I wish I'd brought you in sooner, but honestly, I was just mounting evidence so I could be sure. I didn't want to come to you with some crack-brained theory and you to be like, Daniel, you're crazy.
Listen, I know what it feels like to be crack-brained after today, and I can tell you right now that this is the most sensible I've felt in a long time. Linda deserves better.
Linda does deserve better, and so does Sally.
And so does poor Sally. Oh my gosh, poor Sally. Oh, poor child. But we can't get too distracted right now. We have to keep our eyes glued to that front door.
Yes.
And, she pulls out the binoculars and she leans towards the window. And I think that's where we're going to call it.
Ending in the wife's good books.
Daniel, you get a text from Benji in like 25 minutes with like a selfie of him, just like a big ass bag of Whataburger.
Again, Helen, I'm like, well, I'd already eaten. Suggest you meet up with James or Jemiah. There we go. That should put him off for the night. But then after that, I send a separate message. Helen is in.
Don't tell me.
Okay, I think.
Hey, it's too intimate. Daniel, no.
Oh my. Yeah, we can end with Daniel. No. And yeah, thank you for joining us today. Affair on Poplar Lane, episode 5.
What a fantastic game. Honestly, I'm surprised we're ending. It's gone too quick. Literally gone too quick. Well, we have credits to outro with, so please make sure that you go and check out all of these Twitter handles that you can see on screen, and all of their related content, including Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and all that good stuff. We also check out the credits. There's a bunch of stuff in there. We are going to go on a raid cry. As much as I would love to use one of the crack quotes as a raid cry, I also don't think that's quite appropriate. So we're going to use something else. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to come up with something. But if not, we'll go with our standard raid cry, which is in chat right now. Whilst I wait for you to come up with something, please check out the closing links, including all the places you can find us and support us and interact with us and our community. Please also check out our sponsors, Burden the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press. We're eternally grateful to them because they make this all possible. Word on the street is there might be some more sponsors on the way as well. Maybe start of next week there might be something new coming, so watch this space. we are going to go on a raid. We're not using the it's fucking cracked Benji raid cry. We're not doing that, okay? Oh my god, I didn't even realize that quote was made yesterday. Just attack the child.
What?
We were playing the Untitled Goose game yesterday, and Alice was living
my
her
God.
best goose life and attacking children and everything. It was wonderful. We'll just go with our standard raid cry, I think. We'll go with just let's evoke emotions. So come and fill up someone's chat with hype, everyone. Let's go and do it. We'll be back in 2 hours' time with Doors of Dunera with our guest visitor still. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you then. We'll be back at the same time next week with more Affair on Poplar Lane. Until then, keep on evoking emotions, everyone, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye, guys.
Oh, I like Helen's in. We'll use that.
Alan is in.